Hi, Laura Kromzak here. I just wanted to give you a few tips about supplements, the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with supplements. And I know you're thinking, Laura, aren't you a supplement person? Well, yes. Yes, I am, but it doesn't mean that I have to like everything about them. And in my many years of using supplements and just kind of learning as I go, I feel like there's some information that people are still not grasping. And so if you are curious about supplements and a couple of just 10,000-foot views of this industry, then you're in the right place. So for the past maybe 3 or 4 years, people would come to me, mostly women, of a certain age, like 40 and older. Not saying that it's not for men or younger women. That's just kind of my crowd, right? Those are my people. And they're these you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You have put yourself on the back burner for so long and you have finally decided to take care of yourself. So you come to me and you're like, I want to start this program. I want to lose weight. I want to feel better. I have no energy. I'm in pain, all the things. And I am eager to help you because I want that for you too. I really do. But supplements are not magic beans. You're not going to be able to take supplements of any kind. I don't care what company it's with or where you get them from. You're not going to be able to take supplements, throw it at a problem, and then wake up the next morning and everything is fixed and healed. That's not how they work. First of all, supplements do not claim, they cannot claim to heal, prevent, cure anything, but they take time. You're going to need at least 90 days. That's always been the rule of thumb that I've heard and been told with supplements. And we're going way back into last century, if we must be honest, back into the 90s, early 2000s. It was always, you've got to give natural supplements an opportunity to work, and they are a lot slower than like a medication. So you've got to be committed to taking this journey with a supplement for at least 90 days. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's a full year, but you've got to be committed to stick with it. Now, here recently, more and more companies are focusing on gut health. We've been focused on gut health for a while now, and it's kind of, the trend is catching on. But I'm telling you, with gut health, it can be really tricky. You are combating inflammation, you're stabilizing your blood sugar, you are removing toxins from your bodies, but from your body, you only have one body, let's hope. You don't have a spare in the closet, right? But there are some daily habits that you have probably that are not going to be helpful if you start a gut health regimen right now. So that's why I've created a course. It's called Step Into a Healthier You. And I've got several modules because I do like to talk, but several different things to start with first. Now, will you need supplements after that? I don't know. Maybe you'll hit your goals. Although I will tell you that if you don't take a multivitamin or a probiotic or something for your inflammation, like those are just kind of key foundational nutritional health things, right? An omega complex. We're not getting the nutrients out of our food. Our food doesn't have the nutrients that it used to. We're highly processed. Everything, that's picked early So all your food that grows in the ground, it gets picked early so it can be shipped all over the place. It's not, you're not getting the full effect. Our soil is depleted, all the things. And, don't take my word for it. Go and look up some health gurus. They're going to tell you the exact same thing. So having a multivitamin kind of fills in those holes. A probiotic, are you catching everything? Are you sick all the time? Is your family sick all the time? Like, those are foundational. We don't really eat fish. I'm allergic to shellfish. So having an omega complex, especially, since I'm trying to control my cholesterol, those are just foundational and things that, we take every single day. So it's not really about weight loss or, about hitting goals. It's just about optimal health, really. Now, I will say this. This is probably the ugliest part about supplements. They are not regulated. They fall under the jurisdiction of the Food and Drug Administration, yet they're not a food and they're not a drug. So they fall into this hole, like the Grand Canyon hole, seriously. And companies are not necessarily held to any standards, and you'll find them. I've read an article, I've read several articles, but there was one, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and these journalists are going and they're gonna find out about supplements and are they really what they say they are, and they'd pulled some stuff off the shelves. I think like garlic and saw palmetto was one. I don't remember what the third might have been, echinacea or something like that. And they pulled them off the shelves in several locations and they tested them. And there wasn't actually any of the ingredient inside the box. Now, see, that's probably the ugliest part. I don't mind that they're not necessarily regulated, but the fact that a company would, or a person, whoever, would do the research, right? They're listening to the health gurus. They know what the next superfruit is. They know what's going to be hot, and you'll see it. You start hearing the health gurus talking, and all of a sudden you've got 10 different kinds of cinnamon, cranberry, Garcinia cambogia on the market. Every label has got something out there with it because they know that the health gurus are talking about it. These companies know what words to put on the outside. They know the colors that are going to attract you. They even know the price point, and they're hoping for somebody to walk in who kind of knows enough to be dangerous but isn't totally educated and to strictly go by price. They're looking for a specific ingredient. So maybe it's cinnamon that was a big thing, or cranberry, or whatever. So they've got cinnamon, right? And they're going to walk in, they're going to put it in a capsule form. They're going to have that price point that is not really too painful. They don't want to be the bottom. They don't want to be the top. They want to be right here in the middle. And they're going to attract you to grab, but they may not have any cinnamon actually in there. I know with garlic, I was kind of surprised, but I think the garlic that article pulled off the shelf was like the no odor garlic. So I guess it didn't totally surprise me that there wouldn't actually be garlic in there, but still, it blows my mind. And it sucks that we cannot trust the label and we cannot trust the package. So a couple of things that I always look for is a money back guarantee. And sometimes you have to read the terms and conditions, because I've gone out looking for a specific supplement for something very specific and something that my company doesn't carry. And, it says money back guarantee. And I'm like, great. Then you hit the terms and conditions and it's like, oh, but you have to drop through this hoop and you have to jump through this hoop. And, the planets all have to align and you might get 50% of your money back. I'm like, no, you don't really stand by your product. So we're just going to move on, right? Another thing that I like to do if I am looking for something specific, then I like to go and look at health articles, and you've got to watch like who's publishing them, right? Even if it's something from a company that's trying to sell you something, a lot of times they'll put the good points on there like, oh, we have this, this, and this. Again, they're going for somebody with some education in the topic, but WebMD or some other Health Watch or anything like that, if you Google it, um, then you're going to be able to find like, okay, if you're looking for an eye vitamin, there's probably 5 different elements that you are wanting in your supplement. Consumer Reports is another really good one. So I just try to look for things like that when I'm making my decision as to what supplement to purchase or what company to purchase from. I kind of look for those 2 things. So a money back guarantee and, what does it have in it? A money back guarantee that is easy to access, let's put it that way. And the actual ingredients that I need and what I'm looking out, what am I looking for with a supplement? What's the health benefit that I'm going for? It's also difficult to figure out like how much you need. When I first discovered that I had high cholesterol, we were like, okay, well, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't take fish oil. Not like I want to take fish oil. That was nasty. But I needed something. I wanted to try something natural before I went into medication. And so I Googled it, and it was like flaxseed oil is a possibility. So I went to the store because I had no clue. And there's all these different kinds and brands and different levels. And I'm like, how much do I even need in a day? So it took a little more looking it up on, again, health articles, Consumer Reports, stuff like that, before I could even get that question answered. So that's kind of part of the ugly part of supplements, is that you just, and my recommendation is just kind of start where you live. If you're looking for a multivitamin, that's a little more complicated because of all the issues we have in our body. If there's something that is not bioactive or bioavailable, then that means our body has to convert it. And there's more opportunity for our body to not be able to convert it. And then we just, eliminate it through our urine. Or sometimes they don't actually break down and it just passed right through the intestines. So kind of paying attention to your excrement. If your pee is like neon yellow, you're not absorbing that vitamin. You need to get something else. And don't think that like a nutrition store or a health food store is necessarily an endorsement for a brand. They know that once you walk into their store, if you don't purchase anything and you walk out, you're probably not coming back. So in my personal experience, not everybody who works in the health food store is going to be knowledgeable. And there's such an array. There's no way anybody could be, honestly. So it's not fair to require them to know everything about every supplement and everything that's coming out and every company that puts something out. But I will say that they're going to have several options for you too, because they want to make sure that when you walk in, you make a purchase and then hopefully you'll return. So, I think that the course that I have created is really going to help you in changing your habits, because once you start changing your habits, then you're going to be able to have more success with supplements. Hopefully, we won't be experiencing a lot of die off, but it's been my experience. A lot of people have way more yeast overgrowth now than they did. Our Diets are full of sugars, processed foods. What does yeast eat? Yeast eats sugar. It needs a warm environment, our gut. So I've got more about that in my course. But I don't want you to fall prey to the, okay, I have to have this now, and I'm going to run out to the store and I'm going to check that box that makes me feel better. And I've been there. I've totally been there. I used to do it with multivitamins. I'd be like, okay, I really need to be taking a multivitamin. I grew up taking multivitamins, so I kind of had that guilt. I've noticed a lot of people do not take multivitamins, but believe me when I tell you that you should. So, but don't just run out there and grab something off the store shelf, because you might be wasting your money. And I don't want you to do that either. Just to check that mental box and, maybe get that psychosomatic, that placebo effect where, okay, I'm taking it and I feel better, but the ingredient's not really in the capsule. I still don't. Oh, I can't even with that, let me tell you. But I just want to know, I want you to know that I am here for you. I'm going to be doing more of these short little videos, just about topics. And I hope that this is going to help you and your health journey. And if you want specific steps and assistance in changing some daily habits and why they're important, then go ahead and click on the button, follow the link, and get my Steps to a Healthier You course, because I really think you're going to get a lot out of it. I think that's going to put you further ahead than if you just jump right into a supplement regime that you're not really sure if it's going to be successful, or you've got so many things to change that supplements are just going to be more painful than they are helpful for you right now. So I know that doesn't probably make a whole lot of sense, but it will once you start walking the course with me, for sure. And I just want to thank you for being here and checking out this video. And I really hope to see you soon. Go ahead and connect with me on social and keep checking back. I've got some life hacks that I'll be adding, things that have really helped me in my daily routine. And we'll see you on the course.